This is a review of the Hantek DSO5062B series. This one happens to be a 5062B, which is a 60 megahertz scope, although this one's been hacked up to the 5202B, which is a 200 megahertz scope, although I haven't changed anything myself. But anyway, this is a good indication of the entire line, and so all the models are more or less identical except for firmware and maybe a few little bits in the front end for the higher megahertz scopes. So the scope feels quite solid, but just overall, again, it has a little bit of that look of a toy about it. Please note that during this review I haven't removed the plastic protection from the screen, so it's going to be a little bit glossy or shiny from time to time. Perhaps the feature I like best about the Hantek is the dual window, the zoom mode. If you enter that mode, you'll see that, as is typical in scopes like this, you have the entire waveform up at the top, and you have a zoomed in portion below here, which is between the two red bars there. You'll see as I turn the horizontal control, I'll magnify or shrink the zoom here. So let's, for example, we can zoom in on a portion just on the rise of the square wave there. The other thing it allows you to do, it allows you to, which is kind of unique in this scope and tends to be features you find in more expensive scopes, is it allows you to, first of all, let's move forward a little bit. It allows you to drop marks. So if I click here, you'll see a little triangle appear there and there. So I've marked the waveform at that area. Let's move forward a little more. Let's say, let's drop a mark at that falling edge there. So then we've got another triangle appearing up above, and so forth. The other thing, and then of course, obviously you can jump, using the arrow keys, you can jump forward and back to those marks once you've made them. And the other cool thing is it allows you to auto scroll through your captured waveform. So if I press the play stop button, you'll see now the little window at the top starts to scroll left to right, and the waveform, I can examine the waveform here without having to twiddle the knob myself and look at it. So this is a really cool, these are real cool features of the Hantek and well implemented on this. The Hantek makes the best use of screen icons and colors of the three scopes. They basically give you an indication around the screen border of pretty much every setting there is, and they do it in a fairly clever way with easy to read icons. Also, obviously, they allow you to change the color of the GUI, which is very important since some people hate blue, some people hate black, whatever. Another thing that's really great is the way they do the measurements. When you call up measure, you get a side menu which pops up. So first of all, you're not using any of the critical vertical space of the screen, because obviously when you have two channels, that's at a premium. Also, they use a nice big font, so for someone with fairly poor eyesight like me, it's easily legible from quite a distance away. So I really like this. Plus, of course, they give you 8, which I believe is the minimum that any scope with 2 channels should give you. So that's very nice. The Hantek also has nice settings for the display. It allows you to set persistency in a number of different settings. So you've got 0.2 seconds, 0.4, 0.8, 1, 2, 4, 8 seconds, and infinity. They also allow you to change the refresh rate of the display, which is kind of nice. It gives you an auto refresh rate of 30 or 40 or 50 frames per second. If you don't have much money to spend and you want to try to get the fastest waveform capture rate that you can for the money you have, in order to have more insight into signal behavior and increase the probability that your scope will quickly capture glitches and errors and jitter and whatnot, then the Hantek is probably the best thing to get.